Welcome to another episode of Not Too Deep, the award-winning podcast with me, your host, Grace Helbig. This episode is fun as they all are. It's James DeAngelis. You might know him from Sugar Pine 7. You might know him from the Rest in Peace Sourcefed. You might know him as a guy that tried to rent a horse from a stable here in LA and got denied. We learn all about that on this episode of Not Too Deep. We also learn about his curious hair choices and what it's like to fight with Steven Septic. It's quite a time on this episode of Not Too Deep with James DeAngelis, according to Twitter.
Not too deep.
This episode of Not Too Deep is brought to you by the OkCupid dating app. OkCupid is the only dating app that finds you someone based on who you are and what you're into. You can answer all sorts of fun questions. You can find out if someone shares your deep love or loathing of pineapple on pizza, or you can commiserate on your views of the current state of the world. What a spectrum of fun questions. The OkCupid dating app has awesome people like you who are into what you're into, so download the free OkCupid dating app today.
Not too deep. Not too deep. With Grace Helbig.
Finally, the last of the three amigos from SP7, Sugar Pine 7, James DeAngelis? Is that how you say your last name?
DeAngelis, yeah.
DeAngelis? Okay.
Like Los Angeles.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
But your Twitter is with the Z.
With the Z.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out.
Really? Just kept like finding random people named James DeAngelis. Who the fuck is this doctor?
I know, yeah.
Am I allowed to curse?
Of course you can fucking curse.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, why aren't you guys verified on Twitter? That bothers
That's
me.
the question.
I'm sure it bothers you, but it bothers me.
No, I mean, it doesn't bother me as much just because I don't really care about stuff like that.
Sure.
It would be cool if like I just woke up one day and it was like, you know,
Yeah.
little ching, and I'd be like, cool. Now what?
Yeah.
But
I guess my life is
Steve
different.
has been massive on Twitter for like years.
Yeah.
And he's not verified.
Okay, so take me through. I've talked to Clay about this, and when Steve was on here months and months ago, he kind of, told his side of the story. Talk us through meeting them for the first time. What was your first impressions, or what were your first impressions of them? You met at Sourcefed?
I met
right?
Steve at Sourcefed, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because did you work there before Steve was there?
No.
Okay.
Let's see, Sourcefed ended, I think, 2 years ago in March.
Okay.
And I had gotten hired on the September, I think, before.
Fun.
As a PA.
Fun.
Oh, it was the life. It was great.
Because you went to college out here?
I went to college in SF.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you get hired at Sourcefed?
Well, it's actually a really funny story. I applied.
Uh-huh.
No. I came back down because I was born in Boston, but I grew up in LA, like went to high school and everything in LA.
Okay.
Went to school up in SF for film, graduated, moved back down here with my girlfriend, and just kind of was doing like little freelance PA jobs here and there. Actually worked on some full screen commercials randomly.
Fun.
Like one for like these little like go-kart race car things.
Sure, that sounds about right.
That's exactly full screen. Or Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this isn't cutting it because I thrive in structure, and I'm better at it now, but I had a hard time just holding myself accountable to like finding jobs and sticking with like making a schedule for myself.
Yeah.
So I was like, for the time being, I'll get a normal job. So I got a job at ArcLight in Hollywood movie theater.
Oh, at the movie theater. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what were you doing there?
Oh, just about it. Anything they needed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen a lot there.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
It's the worst. The only cool thing from it is like the random like celebrities you'd see because they're there all the time. Yeah.
True.
I saw Christopher Nolan there with his family. Yeah.
Just
there with
like
his
under
kids.
the radar.
Yeah, just like over there.
Yeah.
They were just like, it's like, oh, that's Chris Nolan. Hey, what's up, man? I saw Spike Lee.
Perfect.
He seemed like he was in a hurry. Like the movie ended and he walked out of the theater really quickly and just like away. And I was like, that was Spike Lee. Zach Braff.
Sure.
And then anyone else? Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
No, this is a good one.
Okay.
So I was working ticket taking and it was the premiere of Nocturnal Animals.
Okay.
And so like you have the little radio thing in and I'm hearing like, all right, they're coming in through like the back or whatever in the downstairs
is like a VIP
area.
guest situation.
Kind of, yeah. Like they were going to do a Q&A after the movie. So they had Amy
okay.
Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal there. And so I hear in the radio, all right, they're coming in the back, whatever. And I was like, who's coming in where? Because I was like, I think I was like maybe a few weeks in, so I was still like getting the hang of everything. And in the lower level, they have like the entrance to the garage where like they'll bring the celebrities in. And so I hear the door open, like 6 security guards, just big dudes in suits walk in, and then Amy Adams just like gracefully floats by, and I was just like, oh my God, what? And then like a couple minutes later, Jake Gyllenhaal just like kind of came in on his own, like he was like late, like just like walked in. Yeah.
I feel like I have such a crush on Jake Gyllenhaal, and I feel like
So do I.
A disheveled kind of late shown up Jake Gyllenhaal somehow is very attractive to me.
Because like you'd think like, well, he was obviously doing something very important. Like he was late. Like he was taking care of something.
Sure.
And he's got a lot on his mind.
Yeah.
He's a busy guy. Yeah.
He's
I
got
love Jake
stuff to
Gyllenhaal.
do. I just imagine that he was doing scratch off tickets in like his SUV and like
Come on,
had
you
to
son of a
finish
bitch.
before he had
And it's the last one. He's living paycheck to paycheck. Come on.
Should we be concerned about Jake Gyllenhaal? Is that the takeaway here? Has anyone checked in on
That's what
him?
you should call this podcast.
Yeah, this is my new, my offshoot of this is going to be like, what's Jake Gyllenhaal doing? Is he okay?
Is he scratching off scratch tickets?
Oh, God, that would make me like him even more. Okay, so you worked at ArcLight, then
I got sick of working at ArcLight.
For obvious reasons. Yeah.
Because
you got tired of seeing beautiful Amy Adams just float by you
just
over
pissing
and over.
me off. She's floating here and there.
Yeah.
No, I got tired of smelling like butter when I went home.
That's a very fair thing to be tired of.
So I was like, all right, well, that was fun. Got some free movies out of it. Now let's get back to the real deal. Let's try to apply to something. So I went on the classicentertainmentcareers.net.
Oh, I am very familiar with that. After I graduated college, that was my like one of the top in my search history constantly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I applied to a PA job, and it was for Discovery Digital Networks, which I had no idea what that was, but I was like, Discovery.
Yeah, I know that as a network.
Yeah, like they owned Sourcefed at the time. So it was like that for a in-studio like PA full time. I was like, cool, did that. Got the call, got the interview, got the job, and I was like, cool, but I had no idea what Sourcefed was. I knew nothing about YouTube. I still don't.
Yeah. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, it's pretty
company.
cool. There's just so much. And just started doing that. Like,
did you interview with Phil?
No.
No. Okay. With an underling of Phil.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then just got right into it. Started like, it's funny there. The PAs there wouldn't just do like normal PA jobs. I like set up lightings for the set and like filmed and camera operated.
You wore so many hats.
Yeah. I was like, at the time I was like, this is so cool. I get to do all this stuff. But looking back, I was like, I should have been paid way more.
Yeah. I was being
like
used as a production team.
Yeah. I was a PA.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to be handling this equipment. Like,
lesson learned.
Yeah, truly. And then I met Steve.
Okay.
And we just hit it off because like our senses of humor were really similar, and we would make each other laugh.
Yeah.
And it became a thing. Like we would shoot the white wall, like news video things. And I would always just be laughing like behind the camera whenever Steve would do something stupid. And we just became friends. He asked me to shoot a couple of his like videos for his personal channel.
Okay.
And then Sourcefed got canceled.
Yep.
And he was like, yeah, I kind of want to still be filming stuff. And I was like, absolutely. If you can pay me the same amount or similar to what I'm making now, so I can sustain this.
Yeah. I want to do art, but I would like money too, please.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history.
Yeah. So how Sugar Pine 7's been 2 years now?
2 years, like actually 2 years. Let's see. Hey, Siri.
The Apple Watches look really cute now.
Oh, she's listening to me. No, never mind, Siri. 2 years, like a few days ago.
That's nuts. But you started as the cameraman and then became a character in this world.
Yeah.
Was that just an organic progression?
I think, yeah.
Did you
I think
want
it just,
that to happen?
Yeah. I mean, I love acting. I love being goofy. I love like all the different aspects of storytelling, whether it's writing, like developing, producing, directing, acting, all that stuff. And so I kind of we were all doing everything.
Yeah.
I was mostly cameraman at the beginning, but we would all kind of just do everything. And then so I would be on camera sometimes, and then it just like the dynamic of the three of us worked really well.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it seems like you guys have been friends for way longer than what the timeline actually is. Yeah. Your chemistry is like very natural. And that's what we were talking to Clayton about, is like how different your like on persona personality is versus off camera. And like when people come up to you like on the street, what do you think is the biggest difference for you in those two characters? Or just like, not character, your real life person?
Well, no, it's definitely a character. I try to make it a character.
Yeah.
Because like, I think that there should be like a blurred line with that type of content where it's like, and that's what made it work so well in the beginning, was like, I don't know what's real. I don't know what's a bit.
Well, that's
like all
when
this
I
stuff.
first found you guys. I was blown away. I told both of them that I was like, I've heard of you guys at the Streamies when you won like best show of the year and you beat
Show of the
Phil.
Year 2017, beat Phil DeFranco.
Yeah, and you guys
Don't worry, we got invited back this last Streamies to announce the award.
To present it, It's all come full circle. And I was like, who are these very excited kids that are, and then I went back and I watched and I binged and I loved it, and I got mad at it because I wish that I had thought of something like it, because it was very like Wonder Years meets like Jackass meets just like reality television meets vlogging. And it was very cool. And but it also, I was like, how real is this versus how scripted is this? And that was what was so interesting and kept me watching. So I kept wanting to try and find like where the scripted parts were, or like where I could find,
able to like link together the different things.
And find like, when are they being real? When are they being like, is this really just a natural like car ride that they're having? Or is this like, point A to point B that to get there in this scene? Yeah.
And a lot of the times we didn't even know.
Oh, no.
Like, truthfully, like we kind of just did things. Like it became just turn on the camera. And back then, like Steve was editing everything. Yeah, that's what he came here and he seemed stressed out. I was like, we'll make this as quick as possible because I know you have to get back to doing the 10,000 hours of work. Literally, you're doing. Like, oh, I have to. Excuse me. See, I told you. Burpee. No, it's perfect. You're human. Look, he's a human being. Relatable. But yeah, back then it was literally just like, shoot whatever is going on, like, do our thing, like try to have an angle that we're doing, like whatever adventure we're going on. And then Steve, like we would do it and I'd be like, that was just a fun time hanging out with the friends. I don't know what that's going to become. And then Steve would find a story in it, like it became like documentary filmmaking in a way when you film so much, like the amount of coverage you get for a documentary, and then finding the story in there comes a lot in the editing. Yeah, like, but he's finding a mini documentary every single night, which is... They're all true crime. Yeah. That's actually what I describe our show, true crime. It's very true. And now that you guys are working with Rooster Teeth, how long has that been going on? A year. A year. What's the biggest change for you going from like working independently to now working under this kind of like company? There's pros and cons to that. Yeah. 100%. And the biggest change, like I had a lot of good changes in myself from it. I just became a lot more responsible, and I learned how to hold myself accountable more so when it comes to working. Teach me. No, because I'm going to forget it. Like every week I'm reteaching myself. Yeah. I just, there were a lot of areas, because we were just a group of friends that were doing this and we found some success in it, but it was a lot of skill, but also a lot of luck that went into it, like capitalizing on just the moment. Timing. That we had. Yeah. Yeah. And so it became like, once it became a real job with like a parent company, there were a lot of just areas I realized weren't being filled that needed to be like filled, So I really was like, okay, where do we need extra like work being done and stuff like that? And I tried to like step up and do a lot more work versus what I did before, which was literally like film or then just act or whatever. It seems like you put on more of a producer hat. Yeah. Yeah. And it seems, and that's great, because I feel like you guys each seem, my impression of each of you is that you all kind of have like strong suits in different ways, like director, producer, talent, whatever it might be. And that kind of comes together really cohesively. Yeah. I think that especially this past year, like we've each kind of fallen into that in many different ways. Like I think Kib is one of the... He's a crazy person. Dude, his brain works in ways. Crazy. No, I know, that's what I mean. That's like the thing, his brain works in crazy ways and makes connections that I can't
keep up with. It takes me like, after he was on the podcast, I was still processing hours later things that he was saying and jokes that he was making because they literally flew by my face and my brain. Like,
he's nuts.
It's not, but you guys are all catered to that way. It's it's almost intimidating to shoot with you guys because you guys.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I've shot a couple of things with you guys, and your work ethic is like bar none, but also.
I don't know about that.
Well,
I think we just
get shit done.
We have a lot of energy, so it seems like we know what we're doing.
Sure, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the facade.
I always think that when we film with somebody who like doesn't know us personally that well, that I'm like, all right, don't like terrify them. Like have a good time and make sure that they're taken care of and that they like feel welcome here. And you know what I mean? And like when we filmed that with you like, a few weeks ago, we filmed it and finished, and you left, and I was like, was that good? I
left and was like, was that good? Did I do enough for them?
Everybody thinks that. Literally, like.
But that's what you guys do so well is you make something out of what seems like nothing. Mm-hmm. And that's like, good luck to you. Keep going. That's an impossible task constantly.
It's difficult. It's taxing.
Has there ever been an episode that's gotten canned that hasn't seen the light of day because you're like, this is inappropriate or one of us is not comfortable?
Maybe not for that reason, but there have been a few that have just gotten cut and not seen the light of day.
Just because it wasn't up to par? Yeah,
there were a couple that, when we started working with Rooster Teeth, we like went on a really rigorous upload schedule to 6 videos a week.
That's insane.
No, it's insane. And I think we're going to kind of cut down and level out a little bit.
As your peer and elder, I think you should for your own mental health.
Yes, and I'm listening to that 100%.
I have anxiety by osmosis watching how hard you guys work. That I'm like, burnout is real, and like you guys are very precious, beautiful brains. Like treat them with nourishment.
Yeah, it's nuts because there's like two sides to it. It's like put in more content, it pays off, but then it also like creatively drains you to the point where you're just making things and
then you're just putting out stuff that like, do you really care? Are you proud of it? And people see through that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's hard to keep that like facade on being like, it's all just fun when it's like, no, there's so much work and shit that goes into it.
Well, that's what I like. I was listening to your guys' most recent podcast on the way over, and that must be nice for you guys to kind of take off like your character hats a little bit, if that's what you guys do, and like talk as like friends and humans to each other. Because sometimes it does feel like a very insular conversation that you guys are having of like making dinner plans after the podcast. Yeah. But at the same time,
you don't have to say that on a podcast.
Sure, but I like that you guys keep that in because it makes it feel like you're the friend that's also sitting at the table being like, I'll get tacos with you guys after this.
It's just like, okay, have fun, guys. Yeah.
But it's also nice to hear you guys talk about things that I'm sure you can't like really get into on episodes of the show as much, and like actually be each other and like have real points of view and have real discussions with each other. Yeah. Do you guys get into like debates or arguments on that? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually, I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I definitely like got upset with Steve on the podcast.
On the podcast.
Oh, you can watch it. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
About what?
He just, and this isn't throwing Steve under the bus or anything like that, because he's my best
like
friend, and I've talked to him a million times about
it seems
issues.
like this has since been resolved.
Oh, absolutely. Okay. No, I hate him actually.
Great. There's a huge rift that can never be sealed back up again.
This is adding to it. No, he just like, because I'd love to be like able to be James instead of being the character. Times like right now, like I'm the character.
I don't like it.
No, I like to, like when I meet people or I go to any like events or whatever, or do content with other people when it's not like supposed to be a fictitious, super funny thing. Yeah. I like to be myself and just talk about things, That's
a very human desire to have.
Yeah,
to be yourself.
Yeah. Steve, though, definitely likes to keep that bit alive a little bit more so. Yeah. And Kib's similar to me, though. He'll like snap in and out of it when the time is right.
Yeah, we kind of noticed that when he was on here, that he would go back and forth. You could tell it's like, it's exciting to be in the bit, but then it tires you out a little bit. And you got to like recharge and be a human being for a second. Yeah.
And Steve doesn't always do that. Sometimes he'll just stay in it, and like he's really good at making it seem real. Yeah. And that's where all that comes from, like the blurred line of like what's real, what's not. And he on that podcast specifically, he just kind of kept like egging on this little like tiff or like fight that Kib and I had gotten into. Like it was solved hours ago because
Yeah.
Kim and I like never fight for more than like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
'Cause we'll
you
just be
had
like,
a
"Ah, whatever."
conversation.
It was a
it's done.
conversation, yeah.
Yeah.
And he kept trying to kind of egg it on to get like more juiciness on the podcast. And I was like, no,
Yeah.
like I don't
Shut
want
it
this or
down.
whatever. And then he just kind of kept going. And then I finally like had to put him in his place a little bit. Just being like, listen, man.
Now I got to go back and listen to this episode.
Yeah, it's really cool. You're gonna love it.
It's really cool to hear like adult men like actually have a conversation about certain things.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a safe word? How do you resolve things? You just sort of get through it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm like extremely open
Mhm.
with things. Like
You
if I have an issue,
communicate.
I'm like, yeah. If I have an issue, I'll just simply say it,
Yeah.
bring it up, and then we'll go from there.
Mhm.
Like I can't just bottle shit up if it's like something with somebody I'm like talking to on a daily basis. Like
That's what therapists would call healthy human behavior.
No, my therapist actually hates me.
My therapist doesn't return my calls anymore.
Yeah, that was her actually. I just ignored.
Yeah, she's just letting me know she's blocked me on
Yeah.
every social
Hey,
media.
I know you just stopped calling me. Okay, I haven't called you in a long time.
Yeah, my therapist is this homeless person I found down the end of the road. I gave her a burner phone, and we'll see what happens.
A track phone with 3 minutes.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break. When we get back, I gotta talk to you about Vinny. I gotta talk to you about the girlfriend. I gotta talk to you about this merch. I gotta talk to you about CrossFit. So we'll be right back with that's the hot pockets are ready.
Not too deep.
This episode of Not Too Deep is brought to you by Lisa. They believe that a bed is more than just a place to sleep. It's a place for relaxation and rest. And they believe that every body has the right to rest. That's why they make 2 awesome mattresses plus accessories and bases to give your body the deep rest it needs. The all-foam Lisa mattress is new and improved, featuring cooling LSA 200 foam for enhanced pressure relief for side sleepers. I don't even know what that means, but it sounds technologically advanced and fun. And they have a Sapira hybrid mattress that is the perfect combination of foam and spring for pressure relief and edge-to-edge support. Their mission is to provide a better night's sleep for everybody. And from day one, Lisa has set out to create a company with heart. That's why they donate 1 mattress for every 10 they sell to organizations that work in causes like foster care prevention. And to date, they've donated more than 32,000 mattresses through more than 1,000 nonprofits. And I now sleep on a Lisa, and I gotta say, it's absolutely wonderful. One of the things that no one prepares you for in your adult life is choosing a mattress. So hopefully this endorsement helps you figure that out for a little bit. And you can get 15% off your entire order at lisa.com/grace. Use promo code GRACE. That's LEESA.com/grace. Promo code GRACE.
Not too deep.
Support for today's episode comes from Bare Minerals, creators of clean beauty. Purity in formulation and uncompromising performance have always been the guiding principles of Bare Minerals because they believe that makeup and skincare should make your skin better, not just better looking. What a philosophy! And this has been the Bare Minerals philosophy since they began the clean beauty revolution in 1995 with their best-selling original foundation, which offers creamy, lightweight, buildable coverage that's naturally luminous. The clean formula is made with only 5 good-for-skin ingredients, all minerals, including non-chemical SPF protection, makeup so pure you can sleep in it. And it actually improves your skin over time. What? That's insane. It's everything your skin needs, nothing it doesn't. For Bare Minerals to be clean without compromise means good for skin formulas with proven performance. Like every Bare Minerals product, it's 100% cruelty-free. Better yet, both the original and matte loose powder foundations are available in 30 shades. So upgrade to clean beauty products. Use the foundation finder at bareminerals.com to find your perfect match. And first-time customers will get 15% off when you use the promo code NOT2DEEP. That's bareminerals.com. Promo code NOT2DEEP, NOTTOODEEP for 15% off your first purchase. Bare Minerals, the power of good.
Elliot, this is for you. No, the only one that still worked at Sourcefed when I was there was Steve Z.
Oh, because
And-
he came on later, right? Yeah.
No, he was there the whole time, right?
But I think he came on later than Jolie. I think Jolie and Elliot all came on at the same time, and then Steve came a little bit later and then stayed a little bit later than them.
You would know much more than me.
That's my general understanding. I don't know the timelines.
Yeah.
Sometimes they talk at me and I don't listen to them.
Yeah. So the only
So Zaragoza was there.
yeah, Steve Z was there, and then the only I remember he made me laugh the hardest I've ever laughed while working there.
Yeah.
No doubt. They did what was it? Some prank call thing. Steve called a Walmart
Yep, this sounds perfect.
and was pretending to call out sick. And it was the funniest thing. I was on the floor crying where you can't inhale because you're just it was unreal.
He is a magical angel of hilarity. He can just wear a poncho and stand in front of me, and I will think it's the most delightfully hilarious thing in the universe. And he's just genuinely loving his fashion.
Yeah.
It's so pure and so beautiful and so sweet. Also, I love people that are generous with their laughter. He also laughs really hard at things, and that just makes me love him even more. And
absolutely. You need that. That just helps the energy in any situation.
Yeah.
Knowing that I'm around people who are going to be laughing.
Yeah.
We're all going to be laughing together. Also Mike Falzone.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Mike's laugh is so contagious because I'll say something that was kind of just a funny remark, but wasn't meant to be get laughs.
A throwaway.
And he'll just and then it'll make me start laughing more. And I was I fucking like you, Mike.
Yeah, he laughs. I feel like he has the same sort of thing that Harley Morenstein had, where they laugh like little Catholic schoolgirls.
Yeah.
It just is so infectious to me.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Okay, talk to me about Vincent. Vincent?
I call him Vineyard.
This
Yep.
is your dog.
I'm going to show you this.
Yes,
and then
please.
we'll talk about him.
Please. What? Is this a golden retriever?
Yeah.
Oh my God. How old is he?
He's going to be 2 in a week.
So he's a baby. He's got puppy energy.
Oh, he's always I can tell he's always going to be
There you go. Look at this beautiful soul.
yeah, he's so precious. I love
He's been on FaceTime the whole time.
Hey, Vinny, say hi to everyone. Hello.
What made you get Vinny?
We wanted a dog and we really wanted a golden retriever, but we also wanted to not just let's get a breeder. And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we'd been kind of looking out for any dogs that were being fostered or anything like that, and came across him randomly one day, a year and 9 months ago.
Oh yeah.
Basically. And he was given up because the owner of his mom had gotten cancer, and the dog had just given birth to 3 puppies. And so she had to give up the puppies.
Yeah.
And so we went to the foster home, go check it out. And one of them was already gone. And so then it was Vinny and the other one that was there. And the girl came out and put Vinny in my arms, and I was like a bean. He was this big, 8 weeks
a newborn
old,
baby,
like a little bean, just cute, fluffy, little floppy puppy. And I was just like, I can't believe this. I couldn't.
Just instant connection.
Yeah, and the other one was it was whining and crying and stuff like that. I was like, get the fuck out of here, you stupid son of a bitch. Get fucking wrecked, bitch. And so we took him home that night, and it was a very, very hard 4 or 5 months.
Really?
Yeah, because you
guys weren't anticipating.
No, and we were in an apartment, and
oh dang,
we were just we have to do this.
Yeah.
Because when is this going to be an opportunity again? We wanted a dog so bad, so we got him, and he was just the constant diarrhea that puppies have. It's like babies. They're like babies where they're constantly just shitting, the worst kind of shit. It's not normal shit. It's not a dunk, fucking. It's not they're not.
It's not handleable.
No,
you can't.
God, no.
It's the kind that you gotta scrub up.
Yep, exactly. And living in an apartment, we had one of those grass patches.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Great in theory. But then it just gets wet and heavy. What do you do?
It smells like death.
Yeah.
There's piss and shit.
Yeah.
And flies and sunlight on it. Yeah. No, we had a great time though.
So you went through the trenches with this puppy.
But then I knew I was get him through this stage where he's 7 months.
Yeah.
Because we got him when he was 8 weeks old.
That's so nuts. I got my dog when she was 10 months, so I had missed that puppy phase.
What kind of dog do you have?
She's a mix. She's kind of a bitch, but she's got a cute face. Don't we all?
That's actually how I'm described.
Yeah, that's your Twitter bio.
Yeah. Cute face, but I could be a bitch.
But I'm a full-fledged bitch.
But I knew once we got him past that puppy stage, he was going to be just a lifelong partner.
I mean, golden retrievers, I mean, I don't think I've
perfect.
ever known of a bad golden retriever.
No, and if they are bad or aggressive or anything, they're mixed with something.
Oh, yeah,
like
that makes sense.
A pure, we don't know if he's pure, but we think he is.
Yeah.
But he's kind of small. Like he's
Yeah, I think
slender.
I saw him on your Instagram, and that's why I didn't realize he was a golden retriever, because he looked a little more miniature.
Yeah, he's tiny, but like...
But he's also 2 years old.
Yeah, he's 2 years old, and he's just like... There's actually field golden retrievers and... What's the other one? The other kind. There's like two kind of branches of golden retrievers.
I didn't know that.
So
okay.
field retrievers are less common, and they're smaller and more slender, because I think they come from like... maybe like herding or something in the past.
Sure.
So he's like, we think he's a field
that.
golden retriever. So he's just like
cute.
Yeah,
I mean, that's more apartment handleable.
And it's like a goldfish. When you keep a goldfish in a small tank, it doesn't grow. So we raised him in an apartment so he didn't grow.
So you're binding your dog. Yeah, that's real sweet.
He loves it.
Do you bring him into the office?
Sometimes. I really like to not have extra responsibilities when I'm at work.
Yeah,
though.
that's fair.
So we have like a great dog sitter that watches him, and he's got all his friends there.
That's great.
So I'd prefer him to do that.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, you started CrossFit. Is this real?
Yeah. I've gone 3 times.
Okay. First of all, why CrossFit?
Why not?
Okay, fair.
No, genuinely though, because my girlfriend started going a month before me. It's like a CrossFit class where it's like 5-6 people.
Oh, that's nice.
And,
See, I get intimidated by the bigger classes.
No, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I would be down to do a private one-on-one if it wasn't so expensive. But the class thing, it's like a really good deal. This little gym near my house, it's like a CrossFit gym.
Cool.
And so my girlfriend started going a month before and was just like, this is really like helping me. It's so much easier to work out when you're just there with somebody being like, do this.
When you have accountability to someone and it's out of your brain and they're just telling you what to do, you follow
directions. And that's my biggest problem.
Yeah.
It's just holding myself to like a strict order of whatever.
Yeah.
But so I've gone 3 times now and it's great. I die every single time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I watched recently on a flight back, the last flight I had back to LA, I was like scrambling for any source of entertainment to avoid any work I had to do. And there was a documentary about CrossFit games, like the international CrossFit games.
On the TV on the plane?
On the TV.
That's what you chose to watch?
That's what I chose to watch.
Instead of, I don't know, Ant-Man?
Yeah, no,
You didn't watch Ant-Man?
I chose CrossFit over Paul Rudd, okay? Look, I'm not proud of it, but here's the outcome. I loved it. I was watching it, getting ready in my head to like sarcastically hate it, make fun of it, like shit on it completely. All of these people are the most joyous people I've ever seen. It's like a cult. They're all so supportive of each other. They're the most physically fit beings I've ever seen. I was texting Elliot the whole time, like making jokes about this documentary, being like, yeah, then they're going to like carry a tractor through a swamp and have to walk on their hands for a mile. And then they had to do that like a half hour later. And I was like,
fucking nuts.
It's
the
crazy.
Shit that like, they like, oh my, it's unreal. Like you look at things and you're like, okay, that's doable. And then you start doing it, you're like, what? But then you also know, oh my God, this is going to make me a superhero. Yeah, like I'm not trying to get like super ripped or built or anything like that.
Sure.
I just want to get in like good shape. And,
just be capable of like lifting things.
And exactly. And not be winded
Yeah.
all the time or tired
Yeah.
all the time for no reason.
Are you lifting tires?
No.
Okay. What's the craziest like thing they have you doing so far?
I don't think this class gets too crazy. Like
I'm
sure there's
like
more advanced
level.
ones. Yeah. It's kind of just like the thing I like about it is like I think it's called a superset that they do where they're like there's this exercise, and this exercise. You do a set of that, a set of that, a set of that, and then you kind of go in that rotation instead of like just do a bunch of lifting or something like that.
Keeps it interesting.
Yeah, and each one's kind of working a different part, so you're it's more efficient. I feel like you're working a few different areas rather than just like just gonna do biceps today.
It's just leg day.
Yeah, no days off, baby. No days off, but I canceled one of mine last week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, cheers to when this episode comes out, you will be a contender in the CrossFit Games.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're knocking on wood about. How was the horse search?
No luck.
You were okay. Can you give us any insight on what this was?
That's really funny that you brought that up because that was just such a random thing.
Yeah.
So Jamie, Jamie,
yeah,
one of our producers, he because we're always like figuring out ideas and activities to go do, and he's like, yeah, horseback riding, like there's a,
So this is just an idea for an episode. Yeah. Okay.
And the funny thing too is Kib's like deathly allergic to everything.
Oh yeah.
Like every animal gives him like intense allergies. And we always have dogs in our office. But horses apparently like just really attack him. Like,
are the most intense.
Yeah. He's like, he went horseback riding with his wife and was just like dead from it. Like, hold on, I'm going to burp.
Beautiful.
Bless me.
Really, really, really precious.
I'm throwing it over there in the corner for it to stay in the corner over there. Yeah. So we just wanted to do like horseback riding, but Jamie called a few places and they're, okay, no offense to people who love horses or have horses or have been around horses. Horse people are very particular.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect word. That's not the word I was going to say. That's the perfect word, Grace.
That's a more respectful word.
Particular. That's a good, I always forget that word. That's such an accurate word.
Yeah, it's not offensive, but it's specific. Yeah.
Like, I didn't hear him on the phone, but what Jamie said is just like, yeah, I asked if we could like film with the horses and ride and film while we're riding and stuff like that. Like, obviously we're going to fucking pay to ride the horses.
Sure.
And the lady says, why would you do that? Who's going to want to see that?
And I'm like, so she's downplaying her own horses.
Wait a minute. Wait, you don't want like, that doesn't make sense to me.
You don't want exposure? Because is this, was this a horse riding, I don't know what you call it, ranch, farm, stable that the public can come to?
Yeah, it was like a place where you go to ride horses.
So
I don't think you had to like have your own horse.
Sure, but by default, you're promoting this stable that like the public could come to.
Any place like that we go to, we obviously we're like, this is where we are, guys.
Yeah.
We're not just like taking advantage of them.
Yeah.
And also we're paying you.
Right.
For your service.
Yeah.
To allow us to ride your horses. It's your business.
And she said, why would people want to see that?
Yeah, something like that. And it was just like, a few places were just very like particular. I'm gonna be saying that. It's gonna be my new word. And that was just so surprising that like that. It seemed like that little nook of a community, horseback riding, was very like
they're precious about their
take care
ponies.
of the horses. Yeah, and I understand that. We're not gonna hurt the horses.
They don't want you to harass the horses. They don't want you to exploit the horses.
You know what? I can't promise that Kib wasn't going to
harass and exploit.
Exploit the horses.
In hindsight, maybe she had some room to stand on.
She must have known who we were and was very concerned.
Did a quick Google and realized like, this is a no.
No. No one wants to see that. Trust me, our horses suck.
Okay. What you're wearing a hat right now, but you still got your blonde hair going? Oh, hell yeah.
Barely.
Okay.
Got those frosted tips.
You look very Mark McGrath.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Is that Sugar Ray?
Yep.
Yeah. That's high praise.
I think that's Sugar Ray.
Yeah, that's high praise.
What was the impetus for the blonde hair?
Impotence.
Impotence.
I just wanted to do it. I've wanted to do that for a while. I'm like, I'm still young.
Was this the first time you dyed your hair?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Okay.
Never dyed my hair. I just was like, yeah.
What's the maintenance like for you now? As a fellow brunette that dyes her hair blonde.
Oh, you're unnatural like me?
Yep. I'm searching for something more appealing.
No, it's very fun though.
Oh, it's
I
super
like
fun.
it. I just like the style of it. Like it's cool. And I really like having the brown come out and everything.
Plans for future colors, etc.
No future colors. I'd probably dye it blonde again.
Yeah.
I might re-dye it like next week or something.
Do you have tattoos?
Yeah, I have 4.
Okay. This is what I was listening to on the podcast that you guys just did on the way over that I think Clay and Steven were like, they got tattoos and they can't talk about them, their parents or something.
Oh, yeah.
Do they come from very conservative families? Is that the deal?
No, I think that Steve didn't want Alyssa's parents, his fiance's parents to see it.
What's
even though
his
Steve just has
tattoo
one. Well, me and him have kind of matching tattoos. The pine tree.
Oh, that's great.
I put a little 7 next to mine, but he has that, but like a little bit bigger on this one.
It's wildly non-offensive.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
They just don't like tattoos.
I don't know. I just don't think that he like even wanted to deal with the what if of it.
Got it.
But And then Kib, I think, was just like, I think he got his first one when he was like 16
Okay.
somehow, in prison. And
I don't know if that's a joke or not.
No, it is a joke.
Okay. I mean, he told us a crazy story about
About the stripper?
He didn't specify that it was a stripper. He told us a story about basically his friend in Canada, was it still in Canada, that he like took an adult woman home to her house and was having sex with her while his friend robbed her.
Yep.
And he didn't know. And I was like, what the what?
Dude, that's the funniest fucking story.
Oh, it's insane. It really like colors his whole history.
Oh,
I
yeah.
painted him as this very like not conservative, but like funny, innocent, pure human. That I
Really?
was like, you got some
he-
darkness to you,
Yeah,
son.
I think that he was just like, from what he tells me about his past in Canada, was like he just came from the type of like area where all they were all just fucking like
Degenerates.
did whatever. You
Yeah.
know, they were like,
But also you get to drink when
Yeah.
is drinking age 18 in Canada?
I don't know.
I think so, yeah. So it's like they're drinking by the time they're 14. So
Yeah.
it's like
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Well. Okay, any ideas for future Sugar Pine short films? Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's something that's been like,
Can you talk about any of it or like any just general thoughts on it?
well, like there's definitely future shorts that we're going to be doing,
Cool.
like for sure. That's
And you had mentioned that you guys are working on music album-ish kind of stuff too.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We're doing like, we're just trying to find all those different avenues of like stuff that we want to do to fulfill ourselves. And we might be making some changes too
Oh yeah.
to our content
To like the
in a good
format
way.
of it.
Yeah. We'll see.
I think that's good.
I think by the time this podcast is out, you guys will see.
You'll have the
it's-
changes will have already been made.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean,
Um,
you got to kind of shake things up. I think on a personal level, just so you stay interested in making content, and then on an audience level, so people get to see you guys evolve and grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the fun thing is though, is when the audience doesn't want to see you grow.
Oh, that's fun
And
when
when
they
they-
don't want you to
oh,
change at all,
yeah.
and they want you to remain 2010 self for the rest of your
Yes.
life.
Because here's the thing that they always say about us, and I'm sure you've heard this a fucking million times. This video, like they don't feel like season 1 videos anymore. And I'm like, it's because it's not fucking season 1 anymore.
Yeah.
We fucking grew and changed.
Yeah. Is that
guys?
is that the most bothersome content or comment for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My thing is like, I understand there's always like the whole, this was like a very good time in this
Sure.
content's, age or whatever the fuck. I'm going to burp again.
God bless. Get it out. Take your time. And
And
he
we're back.
threw up in the corner.
But there's like, growth is the most important thing, especially when it comes to fucking art.
Yep.
And like life in general.
Yep.
You grow, you change, you have different things that inspire you, have different passions, you have different desires and stuff like that. And like, if things, they would also complain if it stayed exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's no helping or pleasing everyone.
Yep.
Never.
Never.
And like, that's just the thing you find out first in this industry, I think,
Yeah.
is that you will never in a million years please everyone. Even if you have just a widely regarded amazing show that you're doing, there's always gonna be people that are like, well, this is very derivative of something. And it's like, well, everything's derivative of something.
Yeah,
We
no
live in
idea is
the year
no idea is
2019.
new. Yeah.
No idea is original. You find inspiration in something, and then you turn that inspiration into your own thing.
Yep.
Easily.
100%. I totally agree with that. I also feel like I've learned that channels are like, your channel is like a teenager going through puberty, like there's going to be a change that happens. Like people might like the person before they're in puberty.
Yep.
And the puberty stage where you're changing a little bit is awkward, uncomfortable for yourself and
getting-
the
We're
audience.
getting some hair in places we don't know why.
The voice cracks here and there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
people don't know how to like interpret it. But then you're going to end up as like this kind of like fully fledged post-pubescent, like adult adolescent
Hopefully.
person.
Yeah.
And then people are going to be like, oh, cool. I like what this hatched into.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just about the time, and like, it's unfortunate. It's interesting talking to you because I know you've been through every single possible like ups and downs or
For sure.
whatever that even exists.
Yeah.
Like for us, we've been going through kind of like a low kind of
Yeah.
with stuff that's difficult because it's the first thing that I've ever really worked on that has been like a personal project that I'm invested in
Mm-hmm.
that's found any like success and stuff. And so for like the things to get a little bit lower, it definitely hits you.
Oh, it's the first time that things get low. It is the worst feeling because you feel out of control of your channel. And then you also feel like, oh, maybe I took for granted how great things were going. And you just imagine that it's impossible for us to come down from this. And then when it starts happening, there's a total freak out moment. But that's when you need to pivot. Because I think what people do wrong is they freak out and then rely on the thing that got them their success in the first place and try to go back to doing that.
Yeah, or they stop.
And I think what you guys, like the idea of this is not going to last forever. Like the pivot's going to create a new audience or generate new eyes, and then also keep the eyes that really care about the growth of your channel more interested.
Yeah, absolutely. And like
but the amount of content that you guys put out, like
that's why I want to
fucking nuts.
I want to cut that shit down. For real. And I've already talked to like we all like as far as the team goes, we're all on the same page, and I've already like talked to our upper people and stuff like that. Like we have to cut this down. We have to make it like just quality stuff. Yeah. Like,
and it'll save your brains. Like you guys will have more fun producing less but better content than trying to just force shit out of your brains because you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that we hardcore learned this past year.
Yeah.
Is like, everyone always says that, but it's literally quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Like, that's the truest thing.
It really is. And you can't learn it unless you like feel it and do it and experience it, and then you're like, yes. Oh,
I see. They were right.
These things. The same way people say you can't love anyone else until you love yourself.
That's true.
RuPaul. Maybe we should all just have RuPaul teach us how to run our YouTube channels.
He's like a savant on like the algorithm.
He can do everything. Okay, we're gonna take one more quick break, and when we get back, we have a ton of Twitter questions and Instagram questions for you. Oh my God. The internet has spoken, and they want to know things. James will be right back with more Not Too Deep.
Not too deep.
Let's get something straight. Your teeth. Smile Direct Club straightens your teeth for 60% less than braces with invisible aligners sent directly to you. You simply go online and you book a free 3D scan at one of their smile shops, or you can order an at-home impression kit. Then they'll email a preview of your new smile, and once you get your aligners, one of Smile Direct Club's duly licensed doctors will check in on your progress every 90 days. Visit SmileDirectClub.com for real before and after photos from some of the 550,000 plus satisfied grinners. That's cute. They call them satisfied grinners. And exclusive to you, our beautiful listeners, you can get $100 off your invisible aligners when you go to SmileDirectClub.com/podcast and use the offer code GRACE100. You'll also get a $25 Amazon gift card with a free 3D scan at one of our smile shops, or a $25 rebate on an at-home impression kit. That's $100 off at SmileDirectClub.com/podcast. Offer code GRACE100. SmileDirectClub.com/podcast. Offer code GRACE100.
Not too deep.
Hey, guess what? I'm going to assume you said what, so here we go. Drop is a free app that gives out cash rewards for the shopping you do every single day. You link your debit and credit cards when you sign up, you select the stores you shop with the most, and you earn points each time you spend there. You can redeem points for gift cards to places like Amazon, Sephora, Lululemon, and many more. With Drop, you can earn and redeem from brands that are entirely relevant to you and your preferences. You're able to earn across a number of brands, so you can accumulate points quickly, especially since the brands you're earning points from are the ones you spend with every day. It's easy to link your cards and then earn points whenever you spend. The app works in the background to recognize your transactions and reward you for those purchases every time. As someone that, isn't most fond of human interaction, to be able to be encouraged with points and rewards to shop online as I normally do every day, this is perfect. And for a limited time, if you head to the App Store or Google Play and sign up for Drop using my code GRACE, you'll receive a $10 Starbucks gift card right away. What a treat. Make sure you link a debit or credit card to the app when you sign up to redeem your reward. We're back with James.
Hey.
Formerly Sourcefed.
Formerly Sourcefed.
Currently Sugar Pine 7. Okay, we have a bunch of Instagram and Twitter questions, but before we get into those, I'm going to ask you the two questions I ask every guest that's on the podcast. And the first is, who...
Okay, shoot.
Okay,
There's like a delay between us.
Okay, go. Who, alive or dead, would you most want to throw cold spaghetti at?
Cold spaghetti at? Like it's cooked, but then it's had time to be cold?
Yeah. Yeah.
My father.
Oh, okay. Wow. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't think that I would ever do that in general.
Sure. I mean, these are hypotheticals.
Totally.
Yeah. But also they can become realities. It's just up to you.
Okay.
I can't control what you do from here.
Okay, then mind. I'll talk to the police.
I'm going to take father as your final answer and continue on with no follow-up questions as to why. Okay.
Well, it all started when I was...
The other question I ask every guest is to tell us your worst pants shitting story or like close call. But you can only use 3 words or 3 small phrases. So mine is college jogging front lawn.
Nice. I'm not following.
Yeah. Thank God no one was following me at the time.
Okay. Thought, fart, wasn't.
That is a common theme on these. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they'll sneak up on you.
Yeah. People have said don't trust the fart. And that I think is...
Especially when you have diarrhea.
Yeah.
It's okay. I caught it.
Especially when you have debilitating food poisoning. Don't trust the fart. Okay, let's get into... I usually take a bunch of Twitter questions, but I asked Instagram for one of the first times, and there's so many for you. Yeah.
I know.
Sorry, you're popular, dude. Someone wants to know, when you were an assistant at Sourcefed, did you ever believe the internet would take you this far?
No, truly.
Really?
I had no
Was Sourcefed like kind of like the educational grounds for internet for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know shit about this industry. Like, I still don't, but I know more than I did. But
yeah,
that was literally just to get a full-time job in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Burping again.
God bless. Good luck. These are getting progressively.
Yep. I knew I shouldn't have been drinking La Croix. But I had no plan as to I'm gonna do YouTube or I'm gonna do something with that space in order to build my career. It just happened that way, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's an amazing thing to have a big support of an audience like that.
Yeah,
you know.
But it's interesting because I feel like 2 different types of creators that haven't finished college or started, never finished, or just never went, and then creators that have. The advice for people, do you have specific pieces of advice for people that are getting out of school that want to get into the entertainment world at all? Is it just try, do it? Yeah,
I think it's literally just, there are ways to get your foot in the door in a very base level, and I think that that's the most important thing, is to just get your foot in the door.
Yeah,
no matter what it is, because if you truly want to work in this industry or the entertainment industry in general, regardless of what particular position, if you get your foot in the door, you start networking, you start meeting people that were in the exact same place you were at one point. It's you can't just sit at home and dream.
I hope it comes to you.
Yeah. Because it could, but it probably won't. Yeah. Dream though, absolutely dream, but don't just dream. Yeah. Do something about it.
I also think that you guys with Valley Folk do it really well, where you align yourself with the people that have a similar point of view and a similar sense of humor, and then you go from there. I think surrounding yourself with people that creatively inspire you and support you is hugely important. It's so much easier said than done to find those people. Yeah. But once you do, it's don't let them go.
It truly is that. Find people that inspire you and are like-minded, but also find people that challenge you. Yeah. Steve is such a creatively talented person in so many ways, musically, just with storytelling. It might take a little bit to get those things out of him. Sure. But if he's in the right space, he'll create something that's just holy shit. Yeah. And that inspires me to just work harder and look more inward in myself and be what are these things that I know, so that I can develop them and stuff like that for whatever project. And it's like that motivation where it's like they're challenging you, but they're also motivating you to like do better. And stuff like that.
I think this sounds maybe negative, but I don't mean it this way. Like have friends that seem threatening in a way, like creatively threatening, that they're so good that it makes you want to be as good as they are.
Yeah, I usually just physically threaten them.
Yeah. I've sent so many ransom notes to my friends, and like the books that they write based on them are really like New York Times bestsellers. Yep. It's really impressive.
Some of them have movie deals from it.
Yeah. Someone wants to know, are you becoming more interested in making music versus directing?
I'd say that directing's here, and then music's just
a little below,
climbing. It's just climbing, but like directing is still my passion. Like that's the thing that I want to end up doing.
Yeah.
And so,
do you want to direct like feature films?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I want to be like a feature film director. I want to write, but I haven't put enough effort into writing since college to like that I feel like that's grown necessarily.
You've been busy.
Yeah, I've been very busy. And that's the thing is like also when you're working on stuff and it becomes like a job, try to make every step work towards your goal. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's why we want to get back into like making more short films and stuff like that, because and now like cutting down on content a little bit like we want to do. We're gonna have more of that time on the side.
Yeah.
To, like, because we all want to do film. We all want to do like the big leagues, you know?
Right. And you're gonna lose that time by spending all of it making the short form content that's burning your brain out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have any time to even think about ideas and stuff like that. And like with music, I've gone like full like kid genius mode with this music shit. Like,
wait, what? Don't you have an alter ego rap name? What was the thing that you Instagram with tattoos all over your face?
Oh,
what was that?
Oh, that's AKA AK47 the God.
Yep. Yeah, just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
What is this? Explain this to people that don't know.
That's not, well, so we did this sketch, my favorite sketch we've ever done.
Yeah.
Where it was just like parodying like the Genius Verified videos.
Yeah.
And so we were like a band, like a super group called 411.
Yep.
Like 4 and then 1 like WON.
Yep.
And then 1 like ONE.
Yeah.
So like 411. And I was the rapper of the group.
Yep.
And AKA AK47 the God, but my Christian name is Bartholomew too.
That's so stupid.
It's so stupid, but it's like so funny.
It's great. Yeah.
And like to me, like that sketch that we made was just like the most cohesive thing that we had made in so long, and we all were so like happy with it after it was made, because it looks just like those Genius videos in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah.
And it was just like amazing.
Will these characters be making more appearances?
Potentially.
Okay.
Potentially.
You don't have to spoil anything for us.
We know we potentially might be developing an entire series based on it.
Well, fuck. Okay, exclusive. They're definitely doing an entire spin-off series with these characters.
Grace doesn't know, but I'm lying.
I take lying as full truth. Someone wants to know, what's the dumbest thing you've ever done that didn't end up in a sketch? I feel like you guys use a lot of the things that you shoot. I don't imagine that there's much on the cutting room floor.
I can't think of anything that's like really stands out as like maybe I did something super stupid and then our editor didn't put it in the video or something. But there's definitely like jokes or different little bits that are cut out just for the sake of time, because we don't want to put out you know, like 15, 20-minute videos every day.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything specifically. I'll come back to that.
Sure, yeah.
Or I'll forget about it.
Or forget about it. Someone wants to know best awkward middle school story. You were perfect in middle school. Impossible to find a story. You were the coolest kid in town.
Oh, yeah. So cool.
Oh, but also going along with this, someone wants to know, have you ever been given a wedgie?
No.
Okay.
Never been given a wedgie. Most embarrassing or most awkward thing in middle school?
It can be high school too. It could be college too. Most awkward school story. We can also come back to that one.
We'll come back to it.
Someone wants to know, when are you bringing back Freestyle Friday?
I don't know.
Is this something you did? I imagine it's exactly what it sounds like.
Exactly what it sounds like. I did just like little things like months and months ago where I would just like try to freestyle over a beat and stuff like that, just work on it.
Like for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really into hip hop, and that's like the kind of music that I'm trying to make. Like,
Because you released, was it Uncultured?
Yeah.
And that was your first original song, like independently of Sugar Pine?
No, it's Sugar Pine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Steve produced that beat, and then I rapped on it.
Cool.
And like that's like my thing now is like I spend so much time on FL Studio, like trying to learn just how to produce music, and it's like fully in my brain right now. Where like every song I listen to, I'm like able to pick apart like all the different things that are going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I'm listening to music differently now, but it's like with film, like since I went to film school and like have been making all this shit, like you look at TV and film differently, kind of in a way.
Sure.
Like I never want to get to the point where like I can't enjoy or be entertained by that shit anymore, but it's cool to like understand like the technical things that were done in certain songs.
You have a different way of analyzing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that, someone was asking about what your college experience was like.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was interesting. Like it was great. As far as like once I got into all film classes and that was like my total focus, it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was best. Like that's where I made some great friends around the like-minded people. Made really cool shit. Cause like we were all just, I had this group like in the film program and we were all like really good friends and we would always work on projects together.
Oh, cool.
Even if one of us weren't in the class, we'd be like, come work on this project with us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we were all just so down to like experiment the fuck out of shit.
Yeah.
Like we did this.
Well, you had nothing to lose at that point.
Yeah. But it wasn't just like, let's just make like, they're just having a conversation. It was like, no, we did this one where it was called After.
Okay.
And it was about this guy who overdosed.
It's like a short film.
Yeah, it's like a little short. This guy who overdosed. We shot it on film too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was nuts. Where the fuck is that? I have to find
I was going to say, is it online anywhere?
No.
Well, I mean, maybe there's space if you find it to put it on the internet.
So it's about this guy who like overdoses and then it's like he's floating through like different parts of his life. And we shot it all like practically.
Retroactively going back.
Kind of like Enter the Void.
Okay.
But not that intense.
Sure.
Like we had, because I acted in it too. And like I was like on a dolly, like on a track, like going through the house. Like, and there were these other scenes set up and it was all like, it was cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. We're like, let's just go all out and like try this crazy shit. And shooting on film is difficult.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
What's for people that don't know, like what's the difference between shooting on digital versus film?
So digital, you usually have a lot of auto settings if you're not like super in tune with like what the different like f-stop or ISO is and stuff like that.
Sure.
But with film, unless you're using like a top of the line camera, which we weren't, we were using like an old RE SR2, which is from like the early 90s.
Okay.
You have to have everything perfect going into it, and or you're fucked, or
you can't
it's all
correct
ruined.
it after the point. Yeah.
No, not in the same way at all. Like the exposure is extremely important, and like even just changing like the film out and putting like a new roll in, it has to be in complete darkness. But there's usually like this bag that you put the camera in. It's like this big ass like leather bag, and you're in there and you have to do it all by hand without seeing it, and like take the thing out, put it in, load it, like lock it and close it and shit. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a digital film of someone changing out actual film.
Yeah. Okay. But then you're just taking out the SD card and putting in another SD card.
Would you shoot on film again? Yeah. Do you prefer it?
No.
No.
No. I only shot, I think 3 things on film.
Okay.
But I would love to. Like, I have such a respect for the filmmakers around today that are like very adamant on still using film, like Quentin Tarantino, Christopher Nolan. Like, they're very much so like
Chris Nolan, your old bud from ArcLight.
Yeah, no, we know each other from up at ArcLight. Yeah.
Is there someone that you would fanboy over seeing now that you haven't ever seen in Hollywood yet, or at an event or anything?
Probably many. Yeah. I don't know if I'd ever fanboy. I'm not that kind of person.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's somebody that I respect a lot for their work, I would like try to figure out a way to just have a normal conversation with them.
Yeah. Present yourself as a human being to another human being. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a pretty cool thing to do.
I hear that works for some people.
I think probably Martin Scorsese, if I ever saw Marty.
I you
Marty.
refer to all of these A-list
Yeah,
celebrities.
Chris Nolan, Chris Nolan.
Just their, casual bro names. Someone wanted to know for you and Clay, what's the worst hair choice that you've made in the past that you wish you could undo?
Oh, so at the end of senior year in high school, this might be the awkward moment, but it
this will
wasn't really
double up.
awkward. It's more so just like looking back, I was like, why the fuck was my hair like that?
Okay.
Because I have very like thick hair.
Sure.
So when it grows long, it becomes thicker.
Okay. So it
And-
becomes like a romance novel cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I just wanted to like have kind of like, I was a huge stoner in high school.
Shocker.
And I just wanted to have like longer hair.
Yeah.
Just like.
You wanted luxurious wavy hair.
But looking back on it, no. It was not. It was just like a lot. Just like a lot of hair.
Do you have photographic evidence of this?
Deactivated my Facebook because of it.
Oh, really?
No, not because of that.
Because of other reasons. Someone wants to know, have you ever left a show, theater, movie, etc. early? Have you ever walked out of a movie?
I almost did.
What movie?
I almost walked out of Mother.
Oh, really? I've never seen it.
Have you guys seen Mother?
Yeah. Did you guys both almost walk out of it? Yeah. No.
Did you like it?
We're split. You liked it? You hated it. Yeah. We're split down the middle. Okay, it's a 2-1 vote on good versus bad.
Well,
what about it did
in the quickest way possible? I'm Christian, and that movie disgusting.
Disgusting.
As far as like its interpretation of like
Christianity
in the Bible, yeah.
Interesting.
It was just like aggressively blasphemous.
Okay.
Yeah, and Darren Aronofsky is like a very outward critic of Christianity, and so I don't think that's a story for someone like him to tell.
Yeah.
Especially when like there are certain aspects of it that were interesting, but I just think like it's so like visceral and it attacks your senses and has you on the edge of your seat, like very much so like invested in what's going on because you don't know what's going on.
Right.
And then for me, when the point came where it was like, oh fuck, this is what this is. It affected me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I felt like I was
like offensively?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just felt like all my emotions were like very invested in this right now because it's very like compelling the way he shot it and everything. It's very like right in Jennifer Lawrence's face. Like you don't know what the fuck's going on. And it got there and then I don't even remember exactly the moment, but like I was kind of like getting the gist of what was going on and I was like, oh fuck. And I felt like this like anxiety just like reached up and I was like, oh fuck.
Oh no.
This isn't what I wanted from this and now I'm pissed. Yeah. I almost walked out, but I was like, fuck it, I'm already here.
I'm sitting.
And then there's you've seen it, you all know.
Yeah.
It's just there's some things and just especially once you know what it's about and the metaphors of everything and the way that they show it, it was just so in your face.
Yeah.
Like
it was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
I have no reference point for it. So but I'll take your word for it.
I mean, watch it if you want.
Well, not with that critique.
It's just
look. I watched Hook for the first time the other night, so it takes a lot for me to get to a movie.
Rufio.
I had no idea.
Dude,
I thought people
Rufio.
chanting that were just like sports fans, and it was like some basketball player that I never knew of my whole life.
Oh yeah, Rufio on the Hornets.
Yeah. Also, okay. No, I could talk for a while, but my critiques of Hook, but we won't get into that. This is about you,
I think
not
Hook
me.
was very interesting for like that kind of story.
Rufio got stabbed by an adult in front of all these kids.
Spoiler alert.
And sorry, y'all. And none of the kids seemed to care. They were all like, "Ah, cool. Okay, look, we'll move on." And then also Tink, this adult woman, finally became a big and revealed her love for the other fellow adult man. And he was like, you know what? Rain check on that, but also not rain check, like forever no. See ya. And then she's just left by herself.
Yeah.
So anyway, someone wants to know what
Yeah, you just saw it.
Look, I'm firing all cylinders about it. I'm heated about it. What are you glad that changed about yourself since starting Sugar Pine 7?
I definitely feel just more confident in the work that I make.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like despite, views going down and stuff like that and those kind of ups and downs, I just feel like once you make a lot of something, you become more confident in what it is and more comfortable like experimenting. I feel another burp coming on.
See, this is a bodily experiment right now. Your body's experimenting with gaseous pressures.
And we're good.
There you go.
I suppressed it. Like more comfortable experimenting with different things and trying new things, and just more confident in myself, in my abilities. And
yeah, I mean, Clay said kind of the same thing. I'm really excited for you guys because I feel like even though there is numbers are decreasing or declining or whatever, I think that's an opportunity for you guys to kind of let go and not care so much about that and fully experiment and try new things and realize like the true fans are going to stay with you and be excited for you. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to feel more confident and excited and fulfilled in whatever you create, and that'll bring new people to you. Yeah. So I think you guys are at a really cool like pivoting moment. Yeah. Which is really exciting to see what you guys do. Yeah, I feel like it's one or two things are going to happen. And I won't say what they are. But. Well, we'll leave it. You guys can try to guess what two things are going to happen. There's going to be a throuple marriage between the three of you, or a 3-person murder. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? And it becomes one giant game of Clue. Or we become the first ever actual human centipede. Ooh, yeah, unironically. Yeah. But and we've actually talked about this, the exact placement of everyone. Oh, what place are you? So I'm A. Oh, you're the head. Yeah. Okay. Steve's B. Oh, yeah. And then Kib's C, but he's turned around, so they're ass to ass. So they're ass to ass. So Kib and I both don't have to go ass to mouth. Mm-hmm. I think this is worth exploring for you guys. Who cares about the numbers going down? You guys do what makes you happy. Yeah, Steve's actually animating it right now. Perfect. That's really great. Cinema 4D. Like super realistic. James, we reached the end of the podcast, cool. But before you go, we want to give you the gift that every guest gets for giving us their time. It's a personalized fortune cookie just for you. That's so cool. You can open it. You made this? We bought the fortune cookies. The fortune we might have created. He's so strong. Oh, it's long. Mm-hmm. Huh. It says, "Get fucked, 4 eyes." We like to neg our guests. Sorry, that's my favorite line from Shaun of the Dead. You've been sleepwalking as AKAAK47 the God, and therefore there are 2 arrest warrants out for him in Arkansas and Kansas. Please do not go back there. Well, there you go. So all your fans. I have to make a call. You got to change your live tour. Thank you so much for having me, Grace. This has been so fun. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having you. Thank you for having me have you. Yeah. Where can people find you, Sugar Pine, all the stuff you guys are up to? You can find me at James DeAngelis with a Z. Mm-hmm. On Twitter and Instagram. And then SugarPine7, youtube.com/SugarPine7. And then at official SP7 on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah. Sweet. You guys should check them out because obviously they have a lot of great stuff in the works and things are changing and evolving and developing, and it's going to be great. So thanks again, James. We'll see you guys. Grace. Thank you, guys. Of course. We'll see you guys next time. Another episode, Not Too Deep. Goodbye. Hey, get home safe, everybody. Too deep, too deep, too deep. Not Too Deep with Grace Helbig. Not Too Deep is a production of Grace Helbig Incorporated, producer and edited by Melissa D. Montz, writing by Diane Kang, production assistance by Katrina Henning, post-production sound by Chris Henry, and an extra special thanks to Flula for the theme music.